Right, today we're going to have a go at making a simple fish tank animation. There's a number of steps I'm going to take to do this. Feel free to pause the video at any point, catch up, and then carry on watching as we go. Right, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the cat sprite, basically because cat can't swim underwater. I'm just going to delete it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a backdrop. Now I'm going to choose a backdrop from the library. You could draw it, but I'm going to choose one from the library. I'm going to go down to underwater, and this one here called underwater 3. You could choose any of them. Here's my background. The second thing I'm going to do after that, I'm going to add some sprites. So I'm just going to click on here and choose sprites from the library, and there are a number of animals. If you click on animals, it's going to give you lots of different fish. Now I'm going to choose a couple of fish, and I'm going to probably choose the octopus as well. So I'm going to just choose fish 1. Just move them up there for a minute. I'm going to just add all the sprites I want to start with. Fish 2, another sprite, and I'm going to add the octopus. I think that's probably enough. Okay. Now you'll notice that they're all a bit big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to resize them. Now you can do this a couple of different ways, but the easiest way is to use these tools at the top, which allow you to shrink it. So I'm going to click, and then just click on them until they shrink to the size I want. Make that a bit smaller, and make this one a bit smaller. Now we've got our basic our sprites added to the backdrop. Sorry, we need to give them some scripts, some instructions, in order for them to move around the screen. So first things first, we're going to start on. Let's start Mr. Octopus, and we're going to give him some simple instructions to make him move. Now, first thing I'm going to click move 10 steps because we want him to move forward. If I double click this, you see he moves 10 steps. But we need, of course, to keep doing this. He needs to repeat doing this. So I want him to do this forever. And then I want it to happen when the program starts, when green flag clicked. So when the green flag is clicked, it's going to move 10 steps. This will work. If I double click it, you'll see what happens. But he gets stuck on the edge. The last thing you need to add is under motion. And you've got if on edge bounce. If I add this, it'll automatically start working. And can you see he's now moving backwards and forwards and bouncing. You will notice though he's turning upside down. There is a very good reason why he does this, and I will show you and fix it now. So I'm going to click stop. If I click on I here, it gives you some more options to do with the sprite. Now there's a couple of different ways it can rotate. Now we do not want it to be able to rotate all the way around. We don't want 360 rotation. All I want it to do is flip left and right. You can set it so it doesn't move at all, but then the octopus won't flip when it goes the opposite direction. So I'm going to click left and right. Now when I click green flag clicked, he is moving backwards and forwards. Excellent. Right. Now you need to do that separately on every single sprite to make sure they move correctly. It's not something you can script, it's just a setting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the same information on each of the fishes. Now I can just go to it and construct them one at a time, but I can also drag and drop the scripts in. So you just drag, hold it over and drop it. It's a good way of cheating. So now if I hit green flag, they should all start moving. But I've got to go into the settings for each fish. You see me doing this live. Go to I. And now they are moving backwards and forwards. So that at basic level is your fish tank done. But they're not moving like real fish, are they? They need to be moving a bit more randomly. And we're going to introduce this piece at random with a bit of a trick. There are other ways of doing this, but this is the way I like doing it, just to sort of suggest they're moving randomly. I'm going to click stop. Now, let's look at the purple fish. Now, something you'll notice here in the settings is the direction it's moving in. It's moving 90 degrees, so it's moving this way. If I click on this little blue arrow, you notice the direction is moving. And the direction he is facing changes. Let's click on this, if the rotation was there, he would move round. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep moving left and right. I'm going to just slightly tweak it upwards or downwards. So when it goes forward, he's actually moving slightly upwards or slightly downwards. Now what's going to happen, you'll see the result of this when I hit green flag. He now is moving up ever so slightly. And then when he hits the edge, he bounces in different directions. So if you do that on each of the fish, it will at least give the illusion that they're moving somewhat randomly. You do need to be a little bit careful. Probably do it without it moving. Just make it move downwards and so that way. So now they should appear to be moving fairly randomly. Now I purposely haven't done the octopus because I like him moving around the bottom, but that's fine. Now I'm just going to stop. Now they're all moving at the same speed. Now I'm hoping as I was doing this, you're probably thinking, oh, I know how to do that. It's just simply changed the number of steps. So if we make the octopus slower, I'm going to do this live. So let the program run. Move, if I do 5 steps, he's slower. And maybe I'll make the yellow fish move 8 steps. He's a bit slower. So that way it gives it, again, a bit more randomness. I still think that purple fish is too fast. So I'm going to make him 7. Cool. So now we've got our fish tank moving. And we've got our fish moving. And we've got the octopus moving. Now the one thing this is missing is a bit of animation. Now, if you've got 2 costumes, if I click on octopus, I'll show you what this means. If I click on costumes, there's more than 1 costume here. Not all the fish have this. If I click on fish 2, he's only got 1 picture. So he's only got 1 costume. But what we can do is we can tell it to switch between those and give the illusion of animation or movement, which is animation. I'm going to click stop and show you what I mean. So here's the octopus. If you click between the 2 pictures, you will see that it looks like it's moving. So if I can program it to script it to switch between these 2 costumes, we're going to have a simple animation. So I'm going to move him back down. I'm going to go to script. So as well as having this script running, which allows you to move, I'm going to drag on something else with forever. And it's under looks, this. It's about costumes. There's only 2 costumes here on the sprite. So all I need to do is click next costume. So he's going to switch between the costumes. Now if you run this, I'm not going to do this, but if you run it, the costumes, it will look wrong. Oh, in fact, I'll double click it. You'll see that it looks like it's having sort of an attack of some sort. It's because it's switching too quickly between them. So you need to put a bit of a wait command in between it. So if I go to control and I go to wait and put wait in, you now see that it's slowing down. Now 1 second is too long, so probably half a second. That seems to be about right. So now, if I get it all running, we now have an animated octopus floating on the bottom. And of course, then we have our 2 fish that are moving around the screen. One last thing you can add to this is a bit of sound, just to give it a little bit extra. Now, the sound might not come across on this video, but the process is exactly the same. I'm going to add the sound to the stage. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to sounds. And I need to find a sound. There's a number of sounds in the library. I'm going to choose it, and it is called Bubbles. Here we go, Bubbles. If you click play, you can preview the sound. So double click it. So there's Bubbles. If I click play, you'll see it playing. I don't need pop. I'm going to get rid of it. And then all I do on the script for the background is I just need to tell it to play. So again, the beginning of the game, I want to do it forever. And under sound, I want to do play sound until done. So it's going to play the sound effect until done and then repeat it again and again and again. And the bubble sound will play. So if I click stop and play there, it should play. Now I can hear it, but it's possible that you won't be able to hear it on the recording, but it is there. Hopefully that was helpful and you've managed now to create your own fish tank animation. Try adding your own own animals, your own ideas. See about what other sprites you can add and what other animations you can make. There are a couple more fish. There is a shark and there is a starfish as well. Thank you.